Hi Amrita.
Hi Juju.
Amrita, I thought today onwards we will do half a paper. IGCSE past papers every day, or at least we will try to make it every day. So let's start. This is May June 2020 paper. Sequence 11. Okay. Now, let's consider the first question, Amrita. Here, there's a diagram given and question says find an expression for f of x. Okay, so look at it this way. Do you have any suggestions, Amrita? Otherwise, I will tell you how we could do.
It's a cubic curve, so we can have a cubic equation in terms of variables.
Right. So we start with this. Minus 2 is on the curve and it goes through x-axis. That means minus 2 is a root. And therefore, x plus 2 is a factor, right?
Right.
And what else can you conclude from that? Similarly, what do you get from this?
X plus 1 is a
a factor, and the last one is x minus 5.
X minus 5.
That plus and minus sign, you need to keep it in mind, Amrita. If the root is minus 2, factor is x plus 2. Now, let us form our pseudo function for now. F of x is equal to x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 1 multiplied by x minus 5. Now, why did I call it pseudo function? Because I need to check for one or two values to confirm whether it is truly the real function. Let's do one thing. Consider this 0, Amrita. If x value is 0, what should be the y value?
0.
Positive 5, Amrita.
Okay, you're talking about that. Yeah.
Right. So let us try to see if we will get that. F of 0 is equal to 0 plus 2. What is that? Just 2, right?
2. Yeah.
0 plus 1, 1, and the last one is minus 5. So what we have is minus 10, Amrita. According to the graph, how much should it be? It should be plus 5. So what do I need to multiply to get that, Amrita? You need to multiply by minus half, correct?
Right.
To get a positive 5 out of it. So we put that minus half here, and that's it. That's the answer to the question. Let's erase everything else. Is it clear? So first you look for the roots. From that you form the factors. After that you substitute ideally x is equal to 0 in it and see whether the height will give you what you're looking for. In some other case they must be given some particular value. Okay, so if they have given instead of 0 and 5, if they have given, let's say, 1 and 7, maybe that's what you will be substituting to check it. Is that clear? So shall we move on to the next one? Okay. Now, look at the next question, Amrita. Here it says solve for this. What is that supposed to mean, Amrita? This means
y value is negative,
y
or
value
0.
is negative or 0. So let us figure out, okay, where is this y value negative or 0? So this entire portion here is one of those. And similarly, all of this is what we need to consider. Isn't that correct, Amrita?
Right.
So here, x has to be between minus 2, 1, inclusive of them. So x has to be between minus 1 and minus 2. And here it says x has to be greater than 5, right?
Right.
Or x has to be greater than or equal to 5. Make sure you put that equal to sign, because here in the question it says less than or equal to 0.
Right.
That's the answer to the question. So shall we move on to the next question, Amrita?
Yes. Yes, clear.
Okay, look at this question, Amrita. Write down the period of this function. So how do we calculate period? So if it were to be given something like, say, y is equal to a cos b x plus c. Suppose they have given you in this format. So keep it in mind, period is always like this. 2 pi divided by whatever is multiplied by x. Is that okay, Amrita? Something that you would want to remember as it is. So for your understanding, let me actually show you. Sine function goes something like this, Amrita. Oh, oops, sorry. Something like this is how sine function will behave. Okay, now after this, it will sort of repeat what you had earlier. It will repeat that portion here. Isn't that correct? So period is that non-repeated unique values. Whatever x value you need to get that is in a way period. Okay, so here We don't need to know that at this for this question. You just need to know this. So tell me, what is the period here, Amrita?
So 2 pi by 1 by 3.
2 pi divided by this 3 is essentially 1 by 3.
1 by 3, yeah.
So that's going to give you 6 pi, or it is 1080. Is that okay? Now this is radian, this is degree. Maybe you would not want to confuse the evaluator. You would say radian and or 1080 degree. Is that okay, Amrita? Both of them are same thing.
Yeah, it's clear.
Let's go to the next question, Amrita. Here question says, sketch the graph y is equal to that. So there are different ways of doing it. Some people find it easier to substitute some values, but I personally find that it is easier to comprehend it fully, Amrita. Let's consider y is equal to cos x. How does it look like? Cos x looks something like this, Amrita. It will actually reach maximum when the x value is 0, then it will decrease, and when it is 90 degree it will reach 0, and then from there it will continue further down, something like this on both sides, and then from there it will pick up again. Something like this is how cos graph will look like. Is this okay, Amrita? Now
yes.
Let's look at, okay, so this is cos x for your info. Now let's push it slightly further. Let's consider this. Okay, now we discussed a while ago, it is how long it takes to repeat itself. So essentially whatever happens up to 90, in the new graph it will take 3 more units more. So that means this graph will come down to 0 here like this, Amrita. And similarly this will go 3 units this way. Now it will go further, and instead of the lowest value happening at 180, it will happen 180 multiplied by 3. So it's going to be far away, maybe somewhere, 1 second, if you give me a minute, let me actually put somewhere here, it will come down to something like this is what's going to happen, Amrita. Is this kind of clear?
Okay.
Now so this is cos what, Amrita?
X by 3.
X by 3. Very good. Thank you. So let's do the next one. Multiply with 2. 2 cos x by 3. So all of the zeros, it doesn't matter whether you multiply with a zero number or not. That will remain 0. Isn't that correct?
Right.
So zeros will remain whatever it is. Now this 1 will become 2 because you are now multiplying it by 2. Similarly, all of this minus 1s will become minus 2s. Is it clear, Amrita? Now, this is how the graph is going to look like. Done?
Yes.
Now, let's do the last part of it. Here, we will include everything up to minus 1. So, minus 1 is going to pull it down. Every one of these values will be pulled down. So, this top value will be here. This 1 will be, 0 will be minus 1. 0 will be minus 1. And minus 1 will be minus 2. Something like this is how it's going to look like. So when you connect all of these dots, this is how it's going to look like. This is clear, Amrita? So this is the real one that we need to solve for. 2 cos x by 3 minus 1.
Right.
So for simplicity, let's remove everything else. What if evaluators don't give you a score for it? Okay, that's it, Amrita. Okay, now let's continue to the next question. Question number 3. Have a look at it. You read and you tell me what have you comprehended. Then after that, we will do it together.
Okay, so dr by dt is given to us as 5.
Wait a second, Amrita. Let's do it slightly slowly. We are making it for other students too. You're pretty smart. Here it says radius is increasing at 5 centimeter per second. So you're right.
Per second.
Yes, per second. D radius divided by time with respect to dt is 5. Correct, Amrita. You're right. And then?
So you have to find the area, the rate at which area increases when r is equal to 3.
dA by dt.
When r is equal to 3.
At specific radius r is equal to 3.
3, yeah.
Okay. Amrita, it looks like kind of unrelated or kind of disconnected from the original one, but let's look at it. What is area of a circle?
Pi r square.
Pi r square. If you differentiate area with respect to r, how will it look like? The above
2 pi.
2 pi
Yeah.
r, right? Now, in a sense, dA by dt, applying the chain rule, is dA by dr and dr by dt. We have seen
Yes.
that earlier, correct?
Right.
So why are we doing it like this? We have dr by dt from the beginning of the question, Amrita. That's this one. Now we have just calculated dA by dr is this.
Right.
So we could actually mix all of those things together here, and that's going to give you 2 pi r multiplied by 5. Now what we need to bring is at r is equal to 3, what will happen, right?
Right.
So instead of this r, we substitute that 3, and what will that give you, Amrita?
30 pi.
30 pi. Done. That's the answer to the question.
Yeah. Right.
Let's continue, Amrita. Okay, again, have a look at this question and you tell me how would you want to solve this.
I think we can use formula here.
Which formula is that you have in mind, Amrita?
Minus b.
Ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0.
Right.
We have a ready-made solution for that, right? X is equal to minus b plus or minus. Take over, Amrita.
Square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a.
Very nice. Now, let us substitute each one of them. But even better, Amrita, what I suggest is, if we can simplify anything, why don't we do that? What is minus b? Minus b will be minus 4 minus 2 root 7. Is that correct?
Right.
This is a, this is b, and this is c, right?
Yes.
So maybe if you simplify it, it's going to be 2 root 7 minus 4.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe that will be simpler. Okay,
Yeah.
let's do b square minus 4ac. b square minus 4ac. Martha, what is b square minus 4ac? b square is 4 minus 2 root 7 whole square. 4ac, sorry. What am I doing? Sorry, 4ac. Let's do 4ac. 4 into a into c. What is a, Amrita?
5 plus 4 root 7.
4 root 7. And c?
Minus 1.
Minus 1. Let's simplify this. So 4 square is 16, and the middle term will be 2
Minus
times 4 times this, correct? So
Right.
minus 16 root 7. Once again, it's a square plus 2ab plus b square format we have it in, right? Okay, so let's do the last term. Last term is going to be minus 2 root 7 whole square. So that will be 2 square will be 4, root 7 square will be just 7, right, Amrita?
Right.
So when you multiply 4 into 7, how much is it?
28.
28. Now let's do the second part. 4, okay, by the way, this and this together will give you a plus 1. Right?
Right.
Okay, now it is 4 into 5. How much is it, Amrita?
20
20. And
plus 16 root 7.
16 root 7. Now let's cancel out the terms which we can. This will
Okay.
go, this will go. Correct?
Right.
And when we simplify everything else,
36 minus
I have made a small mistake, Amrita. This has to be positive 28 because a square
yeah.
plus 2ab
Yes.
plus b square, right?
Right.
B square will be always positive. So now when you add it up, what will that give you, Amrita? 20
Yes.
plus 16, that is going to give you 36. 36 plus 20. Sorry. Huh?
Is it 64? Yeah.
This is going to give you 64.
Yeah.
Now let's substitute. Oh, by the way, we may even need to do 2a. Oh, maybe we don't. We will simplify this there. Okay, let us now substitute value of x is equal to minus b, that is 2 root 7
minus
4 plus or minus square root of 64
which is 8.
Oh yeah, 64 is going to be 8. Why don't we keep it as it is? Plus or minus 8 divided by 2a. What is 2a, Amrita? 2 into 5 plus 4 root 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we could further simplify it here a little bit, Amrita. Okay, the numerator is essentially 2 multiplied by root 7 minus 4, Amrita?
Minus
Plus
2.
or minus 4, right? Oh, sorry, minus 2, you're right. Sorry, I'm distracted by the color of this. I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Let me get it all consistent. Okay. So 2 multiplied by root 7 minus 2 plus or minus 4 divided by 2, 5 plus 4 root 7. Is that correct, Amrita? In your mind? Let's take it forward. 2 and 2 can get cancelled out. So this entire thing is root 7 minus 2. Let's consider the minus value first. So minus 2, minus 4, minus 6. So one possibility is root 7 minus 6 divided by 5 plus 4 root 7. Or now let's consider the positive 4. That will be root 7 plus 2 divided by 5 plus 4 root 7. Isn't that correct?
Yeah.
Now, if I were you, look at the score here. Okay, sorry. You get 5 points from this. If I don't simplify, they may take away 1 point. I would let go of it at this stage. I will finish up the test first. And then if I have time, I will come back and simplify. Now in these kind of questions, what's the meaning of simplification? You multiply, kind of conjugate is what it is called. 5 minus 4 root 7. 5 minus 4 root 7 in numerator and in denominator. And that will remove the root sign from the denominator. And in some cases, that's what they expect. But I wouldn't waste my time in doing that, because I may get, instead of spending that 2 minutes in simplifying, I would be able to do one full question and get 5 points from that. So let's do that. Let's be practical about this. Let's go to the next question, Amrita. Again, have a look at it and you tell me what have you understood. How do you plan to solve this if you see this?
So I will differentiate the curve and...
What is the question asking you to do, Amrita, first of all?
Yeah, equation of the tangent to this curve at a point where x is equal to 1.
Okay, the question asks, there is this hypothetical graph, ln 3x square minus 1. Let us say some kind of rough graph like that. I'm not even so sure whether it's exactly this or not. But let's say at a point, let's say 1, somewhere here, let's say it's 1. There will be a tangent line. Correct, Amrita?
Right.
Question is asking, come up with equation of that tangent line. So that means you need to come up with y is equal to mx plus c format of this pink line is what they are asking you to do, right? Okay, because it is kind of rough diagram, not even kind of appropriate. Let's remove it for now. You got the idea. Let's see. So you said you are going to differentiate. Why would you differentiate this function, Amrita?
To get the slope of the line at that particular point.
Very well. Let's do that, Amrita. Let's calculate y prime. Okay. So before we do this again, Amrita, let us consider function looks like y is equal to f divided by g. And in order for you to differentiate it, there is a way to do it. It's called quotient rule. Do you remember the quotient rule, Amrita?
Yeah.
How does it look like?
G into f prime.
G into f prime minus
f into g prime.
F into g prime divided
g
by
square.
g square. Okay, so that's what you remember, correct? So I'm going to ask you to do this way, Amrita. We will in isolation do each one of those. So here, this is our f and this is our g. right? So let's calculate f prime. So let's differentiate ln 3x square minus 1. So it's going to be 1 divided by 3x square minus 1. Now we need to apply the chain rule. We are not going to end it at that. We need to differentiate it further, correct?
Right.
Okay, so what will that give you, Amrita?
6x.
6x. When you differentiate 3x square, it's going to be 6x. Okay, now we did that. G prime. What is G prime? It's just going to be differentiation of x plus 2 is 1. Correct?
Right.
Okay, now there's one more thing we need to calculate though to simplify our life. What is G square, Amrita?
X plus 2 square.
Yeah, so x plus 2 whole square, x square plus 4x plus 4. Okay, now let's substitute all of those things into the given situation, Amrita. Y prime is gf prime. What's gf prime, Amrita? G
X plus 2, yeah.
x plus 2 is g, and then you have 6x divided by 3x square minus 1 minus fg prime. F is ln 3x square minus 1 and g prime is just 1.
Yeah.
Divide this whole thing by what, Amrita?
X square plus 4x plus 4.
Yeah, you know what you did, I changed my mind. I'm going to leave it as x plus 1 whole square. It's x plus 2 whole
X
square
plus
itself.
2, yeah.
The reason is this, Amrita. They don't ask you to simplify. They only tell you this, that is, at x is equal to 1,
Right.
we need to calculate the slope. Okay,
Right.
so it essentially means y prime when x is equal to 1. So instead of simplifying this, let's just substitute x is equal to 1 across. So this top bracket will be just 3, and the other one will be 6 divided by how much, Amrita?
3 minus 1, 2.
3 minus 1, 2. So that part is done. Minus ln again
3, 2, yeah.
multiplied by 1. Divide the whole thing by
3 square, 9, yeah.
Yeah, so let's keep it that way. So that's it. Let's see if we can simplify it further. What will that give us? So this will be 9 minus ln 2 divided by 9. That's y prime at x is equal to 1. That's the slope.
Right.
Now, again, it's tempting for us to simplify. We may later, Amrita. I'm going to leave it as it is. Now let's go back to the question. Question says calculate the whole thing. So what we have done here, Amrita, this one is essentially the m.
Yeah.
We have already calculated it. Now how do we get the other one? That is essentially you need to get 1 point, Amrita. It's not that hard. So wherever x value is equal to 1, we just need to figure out what is the y value. So y when x is equal to 1, this is how we generally represent that, Amrita, right? So let us figure out. It is going to be ln, and substitute all of this, ln 9 divided by 3.
Ln 2. It's ln 2.
Oh, sorry, my fault. Ln 2, you're right. Ln 2 divided by 3 plus 1. Sorry, 2 plus 1, 3. That's it.
Yeah.
So ln 2 divided by 3 is this. So essentially this implies 1 comma ln 2 divided by 3 is on that line with the slope that we had discussed a while ago.
Right.
Now we can actually use the slope and this 1 point to come up with the equation, Amrita. This is what we need to do. Y minus that particular point of y, that is ln 2 divided by 3
Yeah.
is equal to m, slope. What is slope? 9 minus ln 2 divided by 9 multiplied by x
Minus 1. X minus.
Oh, sorry.
X minus.
My fault. X multiplied by x value minus 1. Sorry, I was distracted. Thank you, Amrita, so much. Okay, let's do it. Y is equal to, let's simplify the right side, Amrita. This and this will go. It's just going to be 1 and ln divided by 2. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to use my calculator to calculate
Okay.
this.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, let's hope it has ln. Okay. 9 minus ln 2. What is ln 2? Ln. Sorry, Amrita, this calculator is a little bit weird. Okay, let me delete everything. Ln 2 is 0.69, and let's subtract 9 from it. And then we divide it by another 9 and we change the sign. Okay, so we got 0.92. Let's look at one more digit. 922.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep it as this, and you have x minus 1 here. And let's do the same thing for ln 2 by 3 also.
Yes.
For the right side. I'm not really good at using this calculator. Ln 2 is this, divided by 3. Okay, so 0.23 will come from the other side, plus 0.2. Okay, so when you simplify this, Amrita, is going to be 0.92x minus 0.92 plus 0.23. Okay, we have one more task to do.
Minus 0.69.
Minus 0.69. Thank you, Amrita. 0.92x minus 0.69. And that's the answer to the question. Let's move on to let's do one more question, and after that we will end it for today. Okay, so there is equation of a line given. There are two equations given, and it says where do they meet, essentially. Okay, for these kind of cases, Amrita, y is given here, and the same y can be substituted in here. Isn't that correct? So this 5x plus 6 you can substitute there. So essentially what you have is x multiplied by 5x plus 6 is equal to 8. That's going to give you a quadratic equation, right? 5x squared plus 6x minus 8 is equal to 0.
Right.
So again, x is equal to minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac. Let's do it. Minus 6 plus or minus square root of 36 minus 4 into
5 into minus 8. Yeah.
Minus 8. Whole thing divided by 2
2 into
times
4. Yeah.
5. Okay, let us simplify this, Amrita. Minus 20 minus 18. This is going to be minus plus
196, that is square root of 196 is 14.
36 plus 160. Correct, Amrita?
196 is 14. Yeah.
Sorry, 196, and that's going to give you 14. So, oh sorry, let's not use this dot. Okay, so finally the answer is 6 plus or minus 14 divided by 10. Sorry.
Yeah.
Minus 14 or 6 plus 14 divided by 10. Right?
It's minus 6 there. I think it's.
Pardon me?
The second one. It's minus 6 plus 14 by 10.
Sorry, Amrita, I'm confused. What are you saying?
No. So first one is minus 6 minus 14 by.
Correct, correct. Right. So let us now simplify. It's going to be minus 20 by 10, so minus 2, or 7 by 5, right? No.
0.8.
8 by 5.
8 by 10.
8 by 10, 4 by 5.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amrita. I'm a little bit distracted, but thank you so much. Okay, so these are possible values of x. It says find coordinates, so it's not done yet. We need to figure out the y value also. So
Right.
let's take this formula and substitute this for y value. So these are possible x values. So possible y values will be, what do you need to multiply with -2 to get an 8? -4, right?
Yeah.
What do you need to multiply with 5 by 4 to get an 8?
10.
10. So the coordinates are, Amrita, -2 comma -4 and 4 by 5 comma 10.
Yeah.
Now let's look at the next question, Amrita. Next question says, find the coordinates of the point where perpendicular bisector of AB meets. Okay, interesting, Amrita. So there are two things here. First of all, okay, so in a sense, one second, Amrita. Approximately speaking, Amrita, the lines look something like this. Okay, I'm just talking approximately. I could be wrong here. 5x plus 6 will be something like this, Amrita. And the given equation could be something like, I don't know, I'm just guessing it. Something like this. Okay, approximately. Okay, Amrita. Or other way around also. But anyway, so the point is they do meet at 2 points, right? So we need to come up with the midpoint of it and the perpendicular bisector of it. That's a question. So let's try to do this. First of all, why don't we figure out the midpoint of these two AB that we have already calculated? So how do we get the midpoint? Midpoint is essentially average of x's and average of y's, right? So what is average of the x's? That is this and this put together, -2 plus 4 by 5, whole thing divided by 2, comma, average of y's, -4 plus 10 divided by 2. I know you have a big brain, Amrita. Do this for me, please. Okay, let's do this.
Minus 1.4, the first one, and second one is 3.
Thank you so
This
much.
one is minus 1.4. Yeah.
So this is where the perpendicular line will go through this, right? Now, Amrita, anything else we have? We can actually calculate these 2 points are given. We have already calculated it earlier. We can essentially get the slope of the original line.
Right.
Slope of the original 2 points.
AB. Slope of AB.
Exactly, that's better. Slope of AB will be better, yes. Slope of AB, let's calculate it. It is delta y divided by delta x, or rise by run. Let's figure that one out. So from -4, it has reached 10. So 10 minus -4 divided by x value from this, it has reached this. 4 divided by 5 minus -2. Let's do this together again, Amrita. I need your brain. 14 minus plus.
Divided 2.8.
Oh, you have calculated in calculator or in your mind, Amrita?
In my mind, 14 by 2.8. So that will give you.
We will leave it as it is for now,
5.
Amrita.
The slope is 5. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, it is actually 5. Thank you. You're right. Okay, so slope of AB is 5, Amrita. Remember, the perpendicular line and this should meet such a way that slope of perpendicular line will be -1 by 5, Amrita. The rule says slope of the first line multiplied by slope of the second line should give you -1.
Right.
So we have slope of the second line and we have the point through which it will go through. So won't we be able to come up with the equation of a line?
Yes.
So it is same as what we have seen earlier. Y minus 3 will be slope, is equal to, one second, I think I would rather keep it this way, is equal to -1 by 5 multiplied by x minus -1.4.
Right.
Let's simplify this further, Amrita. It's going to be -1 by 5 x plus 1 by 4 divided by 5. Oh, there's going to be another minus sign from outside.
Right.
Plus 3, right? So you have y is equal to that. Let's go back to the question. Let's see. Now we have got the equation of this line, Amrita. It's not over yet. We need to figure out where will this line meet y is equal to x line. Okay. So in order for us to calculate that, let's come back here, Amrita. It has to intersect this with y is equal to x. So that means wherever you see x, you could substitute the y value with x. So it could be x is equal to minus 1 by 5x. Sorry, yeah. Minus 1.4 by 5 plus 3. So let me simplify this. The last point will be 15 divided by 5. So all of them are with a 5 in it. So we can simplify this easier.
Right.
Minus 1, minus 1.4, 2.4, 2.4 subtract.
No, that's x. That's
sorry.
x.
Only these two. 15 minus 1.4 is going to be
13.6, yeah.
Divided by 5. So, maybe it's better we keep it as 5x is equal to 5x and minus x can go. So it's going to be 4x.
6x.
Sorry, 6x. It's going to be plus x. 6x is equal to
minus 13.
No, positive, Amartha.
Positive 13.5
13.4 6 by 5.
6 by.
Okay, so maybe from this we conclude. Ideally, I should be using my calculator, but let me be a little bit.
We don't have to because x and y are equal, so the same thing is going
I will leave it as it is for now. That's what I'm trying to say. So this is the value that we have for x.
Divided by 30. I think you have to...
Divided by, another 6 will also come. So the coordinate that they are looking for is 13.6 divided by 30, comma 13.6 divided by 30. Because x and y are equal at that point. Suppose this was our original line. Something like this. I don't know, I'm just approximately doing it, Amrita. Okay, say this was our original line. It has to meet y is equal to x. This is the point we are trying to figure out, where x and y are equal. So let's leave it at that. So Amrita, this was a marathon session. We will do it again tomorrow from question number 7 onwards. Thank you so much for joining.